Hey everyone, it's Summer again with day 2 of the Gratitude Tarot Challenge that was given by Science to Soul Tarot with Jen. And day 1 was interesting. Yesterday, I tried to keep my card in mind the whole time, and I did. I did really good about it. The card I got yesterday was Judgment. I did look up some more about the card because I'm still learning tarot cards. And I wrote down some notes all day long and those kinds of things. So here's what happened yesterday. So I do think judgment as a whole is a big part of my gratitude for yesterday. Judgment is also about like the rebirth, and it's about awakening, and it's about my goodness, I just had it in my head too. I've got a little bit of a migraine going on, but it's that idea that something has come to like a close, and you're awakening from it, or that you've worked really hard for something, and now it's coming to fruition, but it's more like a spiritual thing. So anyways, my gratitude is in the fact that I have the ability to do this spiritual stuff that I want to do right now, all of this stuff that I'm doing creatively and spiritually to improve myself as a person, as a mom, as a crafter, as anything. I have that ability right now because I have a very wonderful man in my life who provides so much for me, not just support, but financially, that I am mostly an unburdened person. It's not that I don't have burdens, it's just that he lessens them to an extent that I'm capable of doing YouTube, sitting here doing YouTube. I can work from home because of him. I can work on my spirituality because of him. And it's the support of my immediate family who helped me keep going this last year. And that inner knowledge, there's inner knowledge too that comes with this. So they don't pass judgment on me so easily. They work really hard to be supportive of things that I'm doing, to engage in the things that I'm doing. They don't all want to do tarot cards or something like that. I mean, I have my 16-year-old who does tarot cards with me. Adam doesn't care what I do, as long as I don't sacrifice a goat in the living room. Those are his words. And he's very open about it too. He's like, you know what? If my parents come, because they are Seventh-day Adventists and probably aren't going to be so keen on my spirituality, but I'll have my tarot cards out. And he's one of those people. He's like, if they don't like it, they don't need to come in. But I'm not that kind of person. I don't want to cause anybody to feel that they aren't welcome or uncomfortable in my home. So I put my stuff away when they come. Not everything. I mean, I still have my little stuff out, but my tarot cards are not in the living room, and my books on witchcraft or anything like that isn't sitting on the living room. They come into my office, into my space where they belong. But anyways, I'm grateful that I have a person in my life who is so supportive, so non-judgmental, so there for me all the time. And he's changed my life. The last 10 years of my life has been completely and utterly changed because of this man, and because of my children. Their support, their understanding, even my grandmother. She's a full-on Christian. And she just, for my birthday, she handed me a witch thing. She knew I was into paganism and stuff like that, and she saw that and it thought of me, and she just supportive, and she was like, you know what, if she's gonna do it, she's gonna do it, so let's do this. And she just, yeah, she even lets me do tarot on her. I don't think she really likes it or believes in it, but sometimes she'll ask me, she'll be like, yeah, you want to do tarot today? She's supportive and she's encouraging, and I love that. But I also looked at it in another perspective. My inner knowledge that judgment can easily be passed, my inner knowledge and awakening and opening up spiritually also means that I have to look at the reverse of this too. I'm not just going to look up at the straight up side of the card, because it's not all good. There's the positive and the negative aspects to take into account. And if I'm going to do an in-depth account and really look at that gratitude, I have to look at the balance. So when I did that, I ended up at lunch with my daughter yesterday, my 16-year-old, and me and her aren't always on good terms. She's at that stage in her life where she wants that independence and she wants to be with boyfriends, and some things have happened that have caused some real stress between us. And she just got ungrounded, and we went to lunch together yesterday. And I, as a mom, and many of you moms probably realize this, it's hard not to help them. It's hard not to control a situation when you know it's going to go in a direction you don't want it to go. When you know it's going to go in a direction they're not going to want it to go. But they have to learn on their own too, right? So it's really, really hard to find that fine line. And in that finding of that fine line is that growth, that rebirth, right? Even as a mom. And I can easily pass judgment on her, or what she perceives as judgment. Even if I don't feel like I'm passing judgment on her, she feels that. So we were at lunch yesterday, and I just kept an open mind. I kept thinking about the judgment cards and stuff like that. I even talked to her about this. Because we do tarot together, and I was talking to her, and I was like, you want to do this challenge with me? I don't think she's interested in it. She's more interested in boys and other things now. But she still has her tarot cards and everything. But no, we did. We talked about the challenge, and we talked about the gratitude and everything else before we ever went to lunch. So I was grateful for that. But at lunch, she actually expressed something to me, a fear that she had. And it wasn't a big fear or anything that would cause me to pass judgment necessarily on her. But by her expressing that, even though she can feel like I'm a judgmental person, even though sometimes I might be judgmental towards her because I'm a mom and I want her to succeed, and it can be easily passed off as a judgment, even if I don't realize it, right? She opened up and she reached out and she said, Mom, this fear is real, and here it is, and I'm expressing it to you. And instead of saying anything, instead of passing any kind of judgment, I just listened. And then, and I'm not going to tell you what it is because it's personal to her, but I told her I had the same fear. That was real for me too, just in a different way. So we connected in a way because I was able to keep my thoughts, or my perceived judgmental thoughts of that, to myself. It's easy to just open our mouths and say whatever is on our mind, especially to our kids, because it's really easy, right? We're so used to controlling every part of their lives. We control them from the day that they are born because they can't control themselves, right? So as they grow up and they start getting that independence and stuff like that, it's a lot harder to let go. And that is a rebirth for me. And it is something that is changing in my life in a big way. And I think that's what this judgment card was trying to show me, is that I can be grateful that that's happening. She is becoming an independent person, and I can be grateful for that as well. So, all right, now let's go ahead and pull for day 2. And I am going to be journaling about it I'm doing it in my spiritual journal because that's where I want to do it. So, all right, so day 2. I didn't have coffee today, but I had my morning tea. I like tea too. Day 2, and we are looking for my gratitude card for day 2. And I'm still using the same deck. I do like the Crystal Visions deck. It's a really soft deck, and I think that's something that I need right now. So I think that's why I'm connecting so well to it. I did consider using the Shadowscapes deck, but all right, gratitude. Give me some gratitude. What am I supposed to focus on June 12th for my gratitude? This may take a little bit longer than what I want. Gratitude. Oh, I guess we're going to go with that one. All right. I got 4 of Swords. So that's interesting. I know swords are thought process. I'm not even looking at my sheet. Okay, swords are thought and air. So probably decision making, right? 4 is a foundation number. It's also a balanced number. 2 and 2 is 4. Let's see what else. It looks like she's laying in some snow. The swords are laying around her and she's holding on to one. And then the roses. There's rose petals and roses. That's interesting. She's holding a rose and a sword. See, there's the rose that she's holding and there's the sword that she's holding. So that's interesting too. But she's like, I don't think she's like asleep or something like that. So I'm gonna guess I might face some mental stuff today. Like maybe have to control myself a little bit better in my brain. I don't know where I'm gonna find the gratitude today, but I have roses growing in my garden, so that's interesting, right? All right, I'm gonna go. This is my card. Initial instinct, I have no idea. I'm gonna think that my gratitude might have something to do with some battles that I might face today, or an imbalance, or maybe it's a balance. Maybe that balance is what I could be grateful for. We will find out today, and I will tell you guys all about it tomorrow. And if you are wanting to participate in this challenge, feel free to do so. I do not think it's set up on any particular days. It's just a 7-day gratitude challenge using the tarot cards from Science to Soul Jen. I will put her link down in the description, and you guys have a very great day.